All right, so with The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered releasing in just a few days, in 10 days from the uploading of this video, I wanted to go over with you guys some of the features and answer some of the questions that you may be having about the Part 2 remaster. Essentially, there's been a lot of stuff that Naughty Dog has been releasing and some info that I can give you, and so I kind of just wanted to do an in-depth video covering everything that we've heard up to this point that this game is going to be and include. And so without further ado, let's dive into what we can expect for this Part 2 remaster. So first off, the remaster is coming out on January 19th. Now, if you already own Part 2 either digitally or physically, you can get the game for just a $10 fee in US dollars. Now, you might be entering into the PlayStation Store right now and seeing the pre-order and saying, what the heck? It says it's $65 for me, or whatever that price is in your country. Don't worry, essentially the price changes when the release date actually hits, and then you can hit that $10 amount to purchase the game. And again, whether you own the game digitally or physically, you're able to purchase it. So if you have a physical copy, you can insert the copy into your console and it'll recognize, hey, you actually own this game, and you'll be able to purchase it for the $10 fee, which is really incredible. On top of that, file size, it's looking like this game is going to be around 80 gigabytes. It'll be in line with kind of like Alan Wake 2 or God of War Ragnarok, and so that's really great to hear that it's not super massive. But if you're looking to install this, make sure you free up around 80 gigabytes on your PS5 so that you have the ability and the space to install this thing. So of course there are people out there who are trolls who hate this game, but this game did win over 300 Game of the Year awards. It's got an incredible story. All of that stuff is staying in place, and essentially they're giving us a bunch of new things. And so let's dive into some of the new things and key features that you can expect from this game. And so of course the whole reason it's being remastered is to take advantage of the PS5, and so you're actually going to get real 4K output from this thing when you're in fidelity mode, that it's going to actually be 4K and not just fake 4K like the PS4 Pro was, that you're going to be able to unlock frame rate options that will support your TV, and so that's really great. You also, of course, will be able to use that hard drive that the PS5 has, so the load time should be way faster. If you've played the original game, you know how long it takes to load that bad boy. I'm happy that I will barely ever see those moths flying around again, and so it'll give you that ability to just kind of jump back into the action. And of course, it has descriptive audio, speech to vibrations, and all those kind of little life features that people are used to. It's got the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, and to be honest, the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback are like a lot of my excitement for this game, that I love those features on the PS5, and so this thing is going to, of course, utilize all that. And then again, a few more graphical updates. They've improved the textures, they've increased your level of detail and distance, they've improved the shadows, they've brought in more animations, and it has a quicker sampling rate, and so a bunch of different things there that are really cool to see. And so the game should flow and look better and look more realistic, and so that's super exciting and will hopefully get you more immersed in the crazy world of The Last of Us. And then, of course, one of the biggest things that's coming is that no return roguelike survival mode. We've seen from reviews that this mode is actually really in-depth, that it's not just skin and bones, but Naughty Dog has put in multiple gameplay modes, characters who have different abilities, different weapons, different ways for you to upgrade, that according to the reviewers, there's lots of replayability. There's all these different mods that you can use that will change up the gameplay and shake it. And so you'll have multiple different ways to play this no return mode, that they have kind of survival and wave based and all these different things. My deep hope is that at some point they send out a co-op update to kind of give us a little bit of joy from the cancellation of The Last of Us Online, but we don't know for sure. The characters that we know that we can play are Dina, Jesse, Lev, Tommy, and some others. Of course, you have Joel, you have Ellie, you have Abby, you have other characters that are not fan favorites that you can maybe take on and do their play styles. And so there's all kind of different skins and things that you can progress and unlock. And so No Return looks, and according to all the reviewers, is great. And then, of course, there's lots of ways to dive into this beloved adventure and see how the game was created. They are releasing lost levels that fans, if you've been into the podcast and listened to interviews, have heard so much about. And so we'll be able to explore these early development versions of these levels. There are going to be 3 levels that we know of that have never been seen before. So we're going to have the sewers, which is something I don't even fully know and I've never really heard about. And so here's some gameplay from that Naughty Dog has released. You'll be able to play through the Jackson party, which was cut, and it of course was kind of the lead up to that big scene of Ellie and Dina dancing and Joel getting involved and all of that. And so you'll be able to walk around Jackson and explore it before the whole party kind of begins. And then of course the boar hunt, which takes place right before Ellie and Dina are kind of living together, and you essentially are going to have to hunt this boar, and I don't know what it'll entail there, but it's supposed to kind of show some of the PTSD and trauma that Ellie is going through, and it dives a little bit deeper into that. And so on top of all of that, though, you'll know that there's commentary for those levels, but there's not just commentary for those lost levels, that actually they have brought in hours of new developer commentary for part 2. And so you can choose to turn that on, and as you experience the game and play through it, that you'll be able to kind of run into these tokens that will trigger a commentary, and you can hear the developers talk about whatever section you're in the game, which is really cool. And as a hardcore fan, I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, there's the guitar free play where you can choose a character and an environment and go in there and just play through songs. I think there's even tutorials of how to play certain songs that are either on the soundtrack or whatever. And so you'll have that guitar free play where you can just kind of be Joel or be whoever in whatever space you want to be and just play around with your guitar. If you want to be Joel on the porch, you can go for it. That'll be a really fun mode that people can dive into. And of course, that was something that players really took advantage of in that original game and we're able to do some really cool things with. And so I'm looking forward to see what people do with a fully developed, fleshed out guitar free play mode. And then of course there's the outfits. So we've seen the astronaut, we've seen kind of like the crazy wild Abby outfit. There's apparently a bunch more that we haven't seen that they'll be introducing, different skins that you can kind of wear and use. I wonder if they'll be using anything from the Last of Us TV show. It'll be really cool to see, and so you'll be able to kind of play through the game in maybe a fresh way with a fresh look. If you want to be Ellie in an astronaut costume and run through the whole game doing that, you have the full ability to. It's up to you, man. You do you, and you do whatever you want, but those things will be available as well. And then of course, if you're a physical copy lover, they have a really cool in-depth physical copy, so you can get the steelbook case, which looks really awesome and really nice, and it includes all the additional content that is digital. And on top of that, you can get the 47 Society of Champions trading cards. So those are, of course, the cards that Ellie runs around in the game and she finds throughout the game, that you actually can get 47 of those things. And so it's really cool that they kind of threw that in there, that the collectible that Ellie goes around that you can get. You can also get the Washington Liberation Front patch, so kind of that wolf patch that everybody wears. You can get one of those for yourself. And then they have a set of 4 enamel pins, one that is Abby's hammer, one that is kind of the snakes or whatever they're called from the end of the game. I forget what they're called, I'm blanking. Ellie's cassette that she gets from Joel, and then this creepy hand thing from the cult, of course. And so you can put that on your bag and show everybody, hey, I'm part of a cult. And so those are available as well. And so that's kind of all the details we have for this remaster. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's like and being able to experience it and stream it with you guys and be able to go through those different modes and experience the new gameplay and the lost levels. But I want to know what you're most excited for. So head down to the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're excited for, what you're looking forward to, what part of the game you're hoping to dive into first, whether or not you're looking forward to those lost levels, whether or not you'll play with the commentary and you're interested in hearing the developers talk about it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that junk. And I will see you guys in the next one.